Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Carolyn and this is going to be a get ready with me where I'm going to be trying out some new to me makeup. My friend Amy passed along some makeup to me. She had previously decluttered a lot of makeup to me, but she recently gave me even more. She has a YouTube channel. It's Amie Melissa or Amie Melissa Makeup. I'll have her linked in the description box. Definitely check out her channel. She does a lot of project panning, more like usage project panning, like 3 uses or 5 uses, just trying to go through her collection to figure out what she wants to keep and doesn't want to keep. And she also does some booktube, so if you're interested in reading and books, I think you will really enjoy her channel. She is such a sweet person and I just love her. We both live in Florida and we've met up previously in Orlando, and this time we met up in Daytona, which is the halfway point between us. So it's worked out because we get to see each other in person and she doesn't have to ship anything. So we met up in Daytona, my husband and I and her mom, and it was so nice meeting her mom. Her mom is so sweet. We went out to eat and walked around this little strip mall, so we had a fun time. Anyway, I wanted to try out the makeup on camera, at least some of it on camera. It'll probably be a series of videos that I'm trying out the makeup. A lot of it you can't get anymore though, so I don't know if that's something you would want to see, but I still enjoy get ready with me videos. I find them like really relaxing and I enjoy them, so hopefully even if you can't get these, you will still enjoy watching them. But I did my best today to try to pick out products that are still available. Anyway, this intro has gone on way too long, so if you're interested in seeing a get ready with me trying out some new to me makeup, then just keep on watching. I got these earrings from an art walk that my husband and I went to. There was a booth there where they had these earrings for $5 each. Just a lot of like fun earrings, and I got a few pairs. So these were one of the pairs. I thought they were really cute. So yeah, anyway, I'll start with the primer. This is the Bare Minerals Prime Time. It's the original foundation primer, so I figured I would try this out. And then I'll do my eyebrows while that's kind of settling in. I think I got too much. It feels like a little bit silicone-y, but also a little bit oily. You might really like this if you have dry skin, but I have oily skin, so maybe that wasn't the best, but kind of just trying to rub it in better and spread it out. It feels very silky. I didn't check if this is still available, but I'm pretty sure it is. I personally don't care if people use discontinued products. I don't really watch Get Ready With Me's to buy the products that they're using. I have similar things in my collection, similar colors, and I never watch those types of videos thinking I'm gonna buy everything. But I know that some people really don't like when people use products that aren't available, so I tend to always use products that are available, but let me know if you care or not. I just kind of want to gauge like if people that watch my videos actually care that much, because a lot of my makeup that I have is no longer available because I do get a lot of like limited edition eyeshadow palettes and stuff like that, so it is kind of hard to do get ready with me videos only using products that are still available. So anyway, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. This isn't new to me, but this was something that Amy had decluttered to me previously. There's been 2 times where she passed a lot of her makeup onto me. Well, this was the second time. And I'm so grateful to my friends who have passed along their makeup to me, because Amy's not the only one. But I've had multiple friends, and I'm just so grateful because I've gotten to try a lot of makeup that I wouldn't have otherwise. And to be honest, outside of eyeshadow palettes, like the majority of my makeup collection is from friends. And I like to I've passed a lot of makeup on to my friends as well. It's just so nice to have makeup decluttered to you. I'm going to be trying out this Bobbi Brown foundation stick. I'm just gonna be spreading this on my face. I've actually never tried a foundation stick, so this is all new for me. This is in the shade N012 Porcelain Skin. And it's a perfect match. It's kind of cool because we're the exact same foundation shade. And also she's a lot pickier about foundations than I am. She wants something that's like, I think, really light. Anything that's like a thick consistency she doesn't like. So I did get a good amount of foundations, which is nice because I was about to run out of my this foundation, which is also from her. I'm down to here, so I was gonna need to get foundations, but now I don't need to, so that's really cool. So this has a lot less coverage than I thought. So I add and these cream products are easy to sanitize by dipping them in isopropyl alcohol. I use 97%, but I know there's some debate about 70 versus 97, because 97 evaporates really fast and it doesn't have enough time to like settle, like to do actual sanitizing. But if you're dipping it, then it would be enough. But as far as spraying, there's different thoughts of opinion, because in my opinion, I've heard that people say that the 70% kind of changes the formula, which makes sense because it's sitting on the powder longer, but it's better at sanitizing. So I think you have to be very specific about which formulas, because I know it doesn't do that to all formulas, but some formulas it does. And then the 97% just evaporates really fast, so there's some debate about whether or not it's as effective. I personally don't really care, because what I get is just used by like one person, and it's either like brand new or used like a couple times. So that's it's interesting because it's really not a lot of coverage. It's nice. I just thought for some reason like a foundation stick would have a lot of coverage. But this time around there weren't concealers, but last time there were. So and this is one I actually haven't tried. This is the Milani Retouch and Erase Lifting Concealer. There was a puff at the end, but I took that off, and so I'm just gonna squirt a little on the back of my hand. That might have been too much. But yeah, this was from the last declutter, and I haven't used it, so I figured I would just try it out here. Last time she gave me quite a few concealers, but this time I don't think there were any, but that's fine because I would have passed those along anyway, because I've got plenty of concealers now, thanks to Amie. I definitely got too much because it's spreading down into my cheeks and it looks, I don't know, I'll have to fix that. It probably works best if you use the puff, but oh well. Okay, I'm going to try to kind of spread this a little bit more. Okay, so just need a little tiny dot with that. As with most concealers, but I didn't need to get that much. That looks a little bit better. Okay, now is where I normally go in with cream products because I like to layer I like to start with cream, bronzer, and blush, and then powder and go in with powder, blush, and bronzer just because it lasts significantly longer. Just cream or just powder tends to fade on me, but there weren't any cream products, cream bronzer, blushes this time around. So I figured I would just skip the cream products this time and just use the powder products. So I'm gonna just set everything. And this is actually a mixture of some setting powders that she decluttered me last time. Let's set my under eyes first. Lately, I've been putting a light layer of translucent setting powder on my eyes before any kind of primer or anything, and I feel like it's making my eyeshadow last longer without creasing. And also, I was trying to not set my eyeshadow primer for a little while. I was doing that for a little while, not setting my eyeshadow primer, but I started setting my primer again with like a lid setting shade, and that also makes my eyeshadows last longer. I have really oily eyelids, so that's probably why that works better for me. Okay, so this is the Ofra on the Glow palette. I wanted it for the highlighters are really pretty. Not that I need any more highlighters. I already kind of like tried out the bronzers, which I think they're a little bit orangey on me, unfortunately. But I'm still gonna use them. And then the highlighters I swatched and stuff. So I'm gonna be using the bronzers, or a bronzer. Let's see. I'll just use this matte bronzer, which is the Americano bronzer, and I'm just gonna be using the Sigma all over powder brush for my bronzer. Wow, there's a lot of kick up. I just dipped my brush in. So this isn't as orangey as it swatches, so that's good. I actually like this more than I thought I would, because I swatched it and I was like, oh, this is gonna be orangey. Okay, so for blush, I'm gonna be using this half-baked day and night blush. So in the pan, it looks dark, and I almost was gonna immediately pass this along because that's gonna be too dark. But then I saw someone using it, and with fair skin like me, and it looked really pretty, so I figured I would actually give it a try. Oh, it is pigmented, but it's not I got too much. It's not as dark as it looks in the pan. And it is really pretty. It kind of gives that sunburnt kind of effect. It's just really pigmented. I kind of prefer more buildable blushes, but I don't necessarily mind a really pigmented blush if I know, you know, it's pigmented and I barely need to tap my brush in. It's a lot of blush for me, but oh well. I'm not really going anywhere today, so it's fine. So for highlighter, I'm going to be using, and this is a cream product, I didn't really think about that, but I think it'll work over powder. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand Spotlight, and I'm so excited about this. I did try it when I first got it, like over the makeup I was already wearing, just to kind of see, you know, I really wanted to try it. I'm just gonna like dab a little bit on the back of my hand. This is, I've heard people say the best way to use it is to dab it on your hand first and then go in. I'm using an eyeshadow, a fluffy eyeshadow brush to apply it. So I've heard people say that they don't like applying it directly to their cheeks, so I don't know. Figured I would just try it this way first. And it's more sanitary than keep applying it to your face directly, I think. I'm just kind of picking up the rest that's on my hand. So that is really pretty. I think it would be better if I had, because this is the other brush I use for highlighter. I wonder if this would work better. I actually just tried this for highlighter with the Charlotte Tilbury one because I thought that would probably work better than this one, but I'll have to try it with this one to see, because this is a little bit not like fluffy enough, I think. Okay, I think that's pretty. It is a very like soft, kind of wet looking natural highlighter, in my opinion. You might totally disagree. I have been priming my eyelids lately with this the shade from the Danessa Marix Brown Rack palette. I feel like it actually works really well for priming, and then I also like set the primer with the powder part of that shade. And this is something else that was decluttered by a friend, Chris from the Bedazzled Judas. She had already had this, and then she got it in her Beautylish lucky bag. I think that's what it was, and passed it along to me. So I was so excited about that. I still am excited about that. I actually use this palette quite a bit. I've been using this palette as a cream bronzer, contour, and I use this as cream eyeliner a lot. So I always have it handy on my vanity because I use it pretty much every time I do my makeup. And this is something I would have probably never gotten myself. So I'm so thankful. using this BK Beauty Nikki LaRose N16 brush works perfectly to apply this. And now I'm going to take the powder side and just go in with a different brush and set it. And this is actually another thing that Chris sent in the same package. This is the petite, because she had also had one of the same one as well. So this is the Viseart Petit for Violetta. I'm so sorry. I'm sure I mispronounced that. I even like looked up the pronunciation before, and I'm sure that's still wrong. I'm so sorry. But these shadows are beautiful. It's my only Viseart palette, but I can see why people really like this. These mattes are really easy to use, and this will be a great travel palette for whenever I travel, which I don't travel, but maybe one of these days I'll travel more often. I'm going to use just the top shade in the quad, the lightest shade. Apply that to my crease. See, it's just so pretty. It's just so lovely to use this formula. I love it when eyeshadows do exactly what you want them to do. That's not always the case. So I think this will be perfect for travel, because if I'm traveling, I'm not gonna wanna use eyeshadow that I have to fuss with. I just want something quick. I'm gonna use this darker shade for the outer corner. See, yeah, these are just so easy to work with. Add a little bit. I'm going to use my NYX glitter primer. I use these for every single shimmer. It just makes a big difference in my opinion, and it makes the shimmers kind of pop and also just stay put. And I love this. I hope they never discontinue it, and I will always have this on hand. I'm gonna use the shimmer. I'm gonna do some eyeliner using the black shade from my Danessa Myricks palette. I'm just tapping that into the lash line. I'm gonna add some eyeliner to my upper, a black eyeliner to my upper lash line, tight line. She gave me a few of these ColourPop gel liners. This is in the shade Call Me, and I swatched the, I put some in my waterline just to see how they held up, so that's why it's used. These are actually like all untouched, so it held up really well. So I'm gonna be putting this in my waterline. So these gel eyeliners from ColourPop, they work really well in the waterline. They probably work really well as like winged liners. One thing they don't do well is blend out or anything, so I wouldn't use these as like a one and done eyeshadow or like base, because they don't blend out. In fact, I had tried to, and I stained my rubber brush, so that was unfortunate. So this is just like a dark brown. It's a little bit less harsh than a black in the waterline. I probably wouldn't put these like on my tight line just because they stay put and I feel like it would be harder to remove. I'm gonna do mascara. I'm gonna be layering these two, the telescopic and the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot. This is one that Amie decluttered to me the last time. And the mascaras that she decluttered to me were unopened, you know, so unused. A lot of makeup I don't mind using after someone else, because a lot of it can be sanitized, but I would never use a mascara that was used by someone else. But I think that's pretty common knowledge, but don't ever share mascaras if you didn't already know. Okay, so I guess for my inner corner shade, I'm gonna go in with this part of the highlighter, the ultra highlighter, and this one is the Beverly Hills highlighter. I wanted to try the Ofra palette because I've heard that Ofra has really good highlighters. For my lips, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna line my lips with NYX eyeshadow, or NYX lip liner in Ever. This is one I got myself. And I'm gonna use this ColourPop in Velvet Blur. Oh no, sorry, in Mesmerize. And it's a Velvet Blur. I love the Velvet Blur formula from ColourPop. It's like a little bit powdery. It's really nice. Okay, and this is the finished look. Overall, I really enjoyed all of the products that I used. I really like the way this look turned out. I'm just so thankful for all of this makeup, and I'm so excited to try it all out, and I really enjoyed trying these products out for this video. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!